Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. And I'm just going to be continuing today the season preview for the NHL teams, all 31 of them, and with the NHL season tentatively being starting on January 23rd, still gives me plenty of time to go through all of them. And I will be putting together a video of just everything that's been going on around some of the leagues, and just because it's kind of overdue, but I just wanted to let some of the ongoings accumulate before I made like a video committed to all that. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the Calgary Flames 2021 season preview. So last year the Flames finished 36-27-7, and they beat the Winnipeg Jets, who were injured and dilapidated as they were. Their defensive core was absolutely torn apart by especially Dustin Byfuglien being all up in the air of what he was doing, and then eventually saying that he was going to retire. And so obviously they did beat the Jets, but they ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs to the eventual runner-up to the Stanley Cup champions, the Dallas Stars. Obviously made it to the Stanley Cup final and lost. So there's a lot of movement that's been going on in Calgary. That's not different from any other year. They're one of the most active teams, especially their general manager, Brad Treliving. He's one of the most active GMs in the NHL, I'd say. He's always not afraid of making moves for the sake of making what he thinks would make the team better, and so that's what they did. Now we'll start with probably the biggest addition that the Flames have, and that's adding Jacob Markstrom. Thatcher Demko being in Vancouver and now having the full-time starting role. Markstrom, there was really no room for him, and the Flames jumped on it and they gave him a 6-year deal. Now it was a long time coming for Jacob Markstrom, and it took a long time for him to develop when he was playing with the Florida Panthers, maybe in an environment that wasn't the best for him due to the fact that they were a losing team and they didn't have much in help of preventing goals for him, so he was left out to dry a lot in Florida. But I think coming to Vancouver was one of the best things that could have happened to him, especially having a successful playoff year last year and a successful year in general, so he really found himself. And one of the biggest things that I've seen, and I think a lot of people talk about when it comes to Markstrom, is his maturity, and that was something that obviously took a step forward in the last 2 years. So the Flames, this is really important for them because it's been a complete revolving door of goaltenders ever since Mika Kiprusoff retired back in 2013. There's even last year, David Rittich and Cam Talbot being the most questionable part of that tandem, and he's obviously the one that is leaving the Flames, and Markstrom steps in. And that being David Rittich being that complementary piece instead of Talbot just makes them that much better in the goaltending aspect of things. Now then, they also got from the Vancouver Canucks, out of free agency, they got Chris Tanev. They signed him to a 4-year deal, and that improves their defense a lot. Not much on the offensive end because that's not really what he does. He's more of a guy who shuts down offensive chances in their own zone, and he's a great defensive player. But they lost Travis Hamonic, so you kind of lose the offense, but was Hamonic really producing how he was when he was with the Islanders? No. So I think this is a good add, and at the loss of Hamonic isn't that bad. Now, for the Flames to be successful this season, it's going to have to be on the back of Johnny Gaudreau and Markstrom. So we'll just touch on Markstrom again just for a second, but he just needs to be what he was last year, or even 75% of that, and I think the Flames' goaltending questions go away. I think that's the biggest thing that has they really shot themselves in the foot with. Memories come back from when Brian Elliott was in net a couple years ago against Anaheim and letting in goals that just shouldn't have been let in and just killing the Flames before they even had a chance. And that was a lot of things. You think of the goaltenders like him, Kari Ramo, Cam Talbot, the list goes on, Jonas Hiller, and now I think Markstrom is really going to stand out from all those guys and really establish himself here. Now, what Gaudreau has to do, he has to really find his offensive touch again. Now, he did start picking it up near the end of the season and played well in the qualifier against the Jets, but really disappeared against the Dallas Stars. And it really seems that when all the chips are down, he doesn't really show up. And when the games get harder or the stretches get more difficult, if it's like a late March game or something, or if it's a really high stakes playoff game, say an elimination game, it seems like that's when Gaudreau actually doesn't shine. And maybe it's because of the intensity, maybe it's the size does matter in the matchups in the playoffs then, but whatever the reason is, Gaudreau needs to be a big part of the Flames busting out of this few-year slump that they've been having of just underachieving. So last year, Johnny Gaudreau had 58 points, but the year before, he had 99. And I know everyone says it was a shortened season, but he only played 12 fewer games this year. And so really he should have had around 75 points if he was on that pace. So yeah, Gaudreau just needs to really turn it around and show why he was such a highly touted prospect coming up, even though he was a late round draft pick, and show that he can contribute in big time situations, because those type of players stick around for a long time. So if I had to guess right now, I'd say yes, the Flames are going to make the playoffs. I think they definitely have a positive addition with Markstrom and Tanev. It's going to be hard for anyone to say that they're probably not going to make the playoffs, but I think they're still going to get a difficult matchup whoever they play in the playoffs. And that's because I just don't see them running away at their division, so they're definitely going to get a team like Dallas or Vegas in the first round. That's it for today's Calgary Flames 2021 season preview, and good luck to Flames fans. I hope that these additions really do turn your season around and just your playoff runs. I really want to see the Flames go deep. I would love to see an Oilers-Flames Eastern Conference Final. I'm sure everyone would love to see that. That would be one of the best series in years. So let's hope that these really do help out the Flames. Everyone for watching. Don't forget to click like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.